then I'm gonna once the link gets posted. Oh, you know what? Actually, I could just send it to you this way. Oh, beautiful. That's easy. And then we're here, and let me get chat pulled up, and we're good to go.
All right.
We are live technically right now.
Oh God! Hold on.
It's okay. I just have a beautiful view of your chair and coffee mug.
Oh yes.
It's beautiful.
Oh wait. All right.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jordan? Thanks for tuning in. Let me it's gonna be a minute. I wanted to go live before before it got too late. Let's see. Let me do this.
All right. There you go.
Perfect. We're live on YouTube. Yes, we're live on YouTube. Cool. So we're live on YouTube, and let me get Twitch. Make sure I have all the feeds going.
Everything going.
Channel and gosh, my face looks so weird like that. There we go. We're good to go. All right, cool. All right. So how you doing, bud?
Not too bad, man. With
Not
this
too bad.
crazy. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you. Perfect,
All
actually.
right, great. That's the snowball mic doing its thing there.
Hey, actually, before we get started, follow that link and open up the YouTube channel so that way you can get chat. So that way if someone asks you a question or has something in response, you can follow up with them.
Got it. Okay. Let me. All right. Following right now. Opened.
Cool.
Opening. Oh, live. There you go. Got it.
Cool.
Hello, Jordan.
There we go. Okay. Cool. All right, cool. We're all live. All right, so what were you about to say? I'm sorry. Kind of got distracted.
I forgot what I was going to say. I think I was just going to say, that I'm doing good. And with this, just trying to hang in there with all the crazy news of the coronavirus spreading. But other than that.
Yeah, there's so much information out there. And it's like, what do you choose to believe right now?
Yeah. I honestly just said, follow medical professionals' advice. And that's it. Stop following people on social media.
Yeah, that's your whole take on it.
That's my take on it, to be honest.
I mean, to be honest, all I've been doing is reading the CDC website. So I've read the CDC website and kept up with cancellations and other countries, but I don't follow how the news should tell me to react, which I think a lot of people seem to have that sort of interpretation. And what's difficult about that is people seem to think that the media right now is overhyping it, because they've kind of cried wolf one too many times. So, in my opinion, the World Health Organization, this is not my opinion, the World Health Organization has initiated a state of emergency, or they've labeled this as a global pandemic. And the NBA has canceled their events. NHL has canceled their events. A lot of schools are closing down and going electronically. And not to mention, like, travel is taking a hit because they're having to cancel a lot of flights and a lot of cruises. Disney is another one that's taking a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So
movies being pushed back as well.
Yeah, movies getting pushed back, and not to mention they've closed down their theme parks.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, like, that's a lot of money. Oh, going on camera. That's a lot of money that they're having to just let go because of an overhyped flu. So I definitely think that people should start taking this more seriously and not think of it as an overhyped flu because the media has cried wolf one too many times.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't know. I understand what you're saying. Like they've cried wolf too many times, but I mean, it took the NBA and Tom Hanks to get the flu for people to say, "Oh shoot, this is actually serious,"
Right.
which is sad. I'm like, well, if the media, the World Health Organization, the CDC is telling you guys to be careful. I mean, I was texting a buddy of mine and I said, "Look, it has nothing to do with me because I'm okay. If I get the flu, I'll probably be fine. But what
Right.
if I'm careless and I'm spreading it out to older people or grandparents that can't fight it as much as I can? They're high risk. Now I'm being careless and causing half of people's older population to die. Like
Yeah.
it's not my I can't live with that. So I'm gonna be careful not for my sake mainly, but for other people.
Well, the scary part, and I just want to say, bye, Jordan. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you coming out. We love you. Um, but before we move on to who
Yeah.
you are and everything, I just want to say like what's scary is the infection rate, and what's scary is we're just in the beginning stages. So yeah, think about it this way: hospitals can only handle a certain amount of people within coming in. They can only handle a certain amount within their infrastructure. So if this thing gets bad enough where it's infecting a lot of people, the problem is we might not be fully equipped to actually handle it within the medical field. So we might actually see higher mortality rates even in the younger crowds because we can't treat them because that's I mean, going on right now in Italy. So they've had a lot of deaths. I think it was like 67 deaths because they were not able to provide proper care to those individuals because they were above capacity. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have proper ventilation equipment. They don't have the right number of equipment to handle this. This is brand new to us. And I mean, yeah, people compare this to SARS. People compare this to what was the outbreak that happened? Ebola in
Ebola.
2014.
Yeah, yeah.
But dude, we had no cancellations with Ebola. Like nobody was canceling shit. World Health Organization was like, yeah, we should probably be concerned about it. We'll treat it.
We'll be fine. We'll do
Yeah.
something real quick and that's it.
But right now, they ain't doing that shit. They ain't fucking around. So that's why I think people are being a little bit careless. I think we should kind of treat it with caution. Not freak out about it, but
Oh no,
definitely
I'm yeah.
definitely treat it with caution.
Follow good guidelines and wash your hands.
Exactly. Exactly. Wash your motherfucking hands. That one's for
Wash
you,
your
Dale.
hands.
That one's for you, Dale. Wash your motherfucking hands. All right, so enough about Corona.
Yeah.
But tell me about yourself. Tell me about a little bit of who you are. I mean, I know you, but our guests don't know you.
Oh man. I guess where do I start? Just kidding. So I guess I'm Gabriel Ortiz.
I guess.
Instagram, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told since birth. Instagram is as Dietrich Gabriel. A lot of people don't know, or they realize later on that it's my last name backwards. It's just been like that since I was in early high school. It's something that happened. I'm from Puerto Rico. Grew up with two amazing parents, one younger brother, and just grew up in their household that everybody was working 40 hours a week, enjoying, making ends meet and making it happen. And right now, I guess the person that I am a graphic designer. I do video and web design as well. And I've been getting into the business of building my own business. So I've been able to successfully launch a coffee business and, of course, build a brand around what I do, which is video, graphic, and web design.
Hell
Um,
yeah, dude.
so, I mean, that's in a nutshell. That's pretty much who I am. Um, I have worked in corporate settings. I've
Mhm.
worked in dental offices. I've worked in executive positions, and I've built departments and manuals and things like that for different companies. But I realized I wanted to do something more ambitious, and that's pretty much
That's where
where I
the
come in. So
destination coffee came in.
that's where Destination Coffee came in, and taking a more hands-on approach on graphic and web design instead of working for others. I said, well, what
Right.
can I do to help individuals? And then that's kind of the route I took.
so So, Strickland, one of our guests, says, "Let's talk about the coronavirus."
Oh God.
Oh
So about the
gosh.
coronavirus, I did not bring it. Just kidding.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's the benefit of this podcast. Even if we have coronavirus, we can stay quarantined in our own houses.
I thought you
So-
were doing it on purpose, so you didn't want coronavirus. You were
No,
like,
no,
you stay,
no.
you stay over there.
Oh gosh, if only. Oh shit, I need to meet up with this guy. I want to learn about video graphics design, not in a school setting.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Strickland, I will tell you that I admire that you want to learn. I've actually gotten a lot of people recently that have wanted to learn that, and they asked the same question: should I go to school for this? I will tell you that I did not go to school for for graphic and web design. I went to school for computer networking and security. Totally different environment.
Okay. Hey,
But
question.
yeah.
What's the best way to get involved with graphic design if you're not in a school setting? Like, what's the best route then?
The best route is 1, practice.
Yeah.
2, use the resources you have around you, which are like YouTube, online resources, online courses, and practice.
Gotcha.
You won't get better unless you practice. To be honest, graphic design is a lot like bodybuilding or going to the gym. A lot of people think that they can go learn from a big guy and then be a bodybuilder, but you still have to go and build that up. That's pretty much graphic design. You can go to school for 6 years, but if you don't practice it, you're never gonna learn anything. So.
Right. It's kind of like how computer science was. Like, it's one of those skills that you can learn outside of school. It's just a little bit harder, but at the same time, you got to constantly practice that shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Before we continue, can I ask you to move a little bit? I don't know if you're to move to the right, towards your desk. There we go. Beautiful. Now you're fully in camera.
There you go. I can't see myself. It's on the top right, so I don't know.
I got you. No, you're fine. Actually, how this works is I have it dual split between my screen and your screen, so it looks better.
Got it.
So you're probably actually appearing fully on your own screen, but since you're split,
you're blown up in my screen, so I just
yay. Actually, damn, I hate to go here, but I do want to ask. I know you have the fundraiser coming up. It's the fundraiser for underprivileged kids in Georgia, in the Atlanta area. Before we talk about all that and what that is, how is that being affected by the coronavirus? Are you guys looking to be still on date, or are they going to close down the aquarium?
Interesting question. To be honest, right now we haven't heard anything from the aquarium yet as to where they're going to go with whether they're going to close down for a certain number of weeks or not. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I think that they will probably do that. Yeah. Just being 100% honest, because it is an enclosed area. That is an enclosed area where you're rubbing against other people. So the danger is there, and then you have kids and you have their parents and you have other people. But I don't know yet, and we haven't heard anything yet.
Do you guys have a contingency plan?
We would just have to honestly go with what the aquarium wants to do. Our date, we really were shooting for April, but if the coronavirus does continue to evolve, then we might have to push it farther down, because the focus of this was educating the children about the aquarium, the marine life, and marine biology, and giving them a chance to see that. So there's not really another aquarium here in Georgia.
So I guess now that we've just covered that, let's go into what that is, what your fundraiser is. Because that's how I met you. Actually, your business partner, Mike, was on the podcast. He was on.
He was.
Yeah, he was on one of the very first episodes of DayDreams, and I actually met you at one of his fundraisers. Well, one of your guys' fundraisers, since you helped to organize it as well. But that's kind of how we connected.
Yeah. So, so talking a little bit about the fundraiser and what it's.
I got them two flower rolls. Oh my goodness.
Threw me off.
Yeah.
I guess you want talk a little more about the fundraiser and
let's talk about the aquarium. What you guys are doing for that. how that relates
All
to
right.
Destination Coffee, what you guys do.
All right, so Destination Coffee at its core is a coffee business to bring awareness about the farmers to people's houses, people's homes. Farmers are severely affected by big companies coming in and swooping in and giving don't not giving them a fair price, and of course they barely can make ends meet to pay every person that is in the process.
Right.
So Destination Coffee was built upon the idea of what if we connect with these farmers and then bring them along, bring their story along with us to the people in the United States and around the world. And then we connect with these people around different parts of the world. So then that connected with the fact that both Mike, my business partner, and myself are both Hispanic. So we are not the majority here in the United States, but we're not the only ones either. There's a lot of underprivileged children from all sorts of races that are in different parts of Georgia, different parts of the state. And those kids are not able to participate in a lot of big activities like aquariums and, going to the zoo or being educated by professionals in a field. And they usually don't have the opportunities that people in richer communities or better counties in Georgia, for example,
Right.
will have. So our Mike's goal was, you know what? Mike loves the ocean and he enjoys it. I was raised in an island, so I love the ocean myself. And we thought, well, what if we can bring awareness to this by cooperating with the aquarium and then bringing kids along board? Well, how does the coffee business work into this? Well, we started connecting with different coffee businesses for our business, but then we built relationships with them. We became friends, and we realized that the coffee mom and pop's coffee shops are working really, really hard to help the community as well. So we said, hey, can we help the community in this way? And also everybody profits because we're doing something good and we're bringing awareness not just to your business, but to the good that you're doing.
Right.
And that's how everything was born. So the coffee shops loved the idea. The coffee shops love the idea of being able to contribute to such a good cause and use their resources to make a fundraiser. So that's where the fundraiser came into when I met you.
Yeah. That was a
having
really
all
cool
these
fundraiser.
people. I mean, it was amazing. And to be honest, I am legitimately surprised that people from all sorts of industries were there. You're not talking just about coffee businesses.
Right.
You had different people from all businesses and walks of life. You were there and you don't have a coffee business.
You're
you know?
right. I mean, but I enjoy coffee. I'm definitely a
Exactly.
coffee connoisseur.
There you go. There you go. So it is quite amazing to see that. And and whether you have a coffee business, you enjoy coffee, tea, or whatever it is, you can always do something good and collaborate with others.
Right.
And that was our goal, to bring everybody together in a common cause and see how far it goes. And all of a sudden I think we had about maybe 25 to 30 people attend, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little bit more, which again, in our eyes, we thought, are people really going to come? And then we were promoting it, and then all of a sudden people were saying, oh, I love to go. I love to go. And then it was amazing. So, not just coffee, by the way, for you beer fanatics, we enjoy cooperating with breweries as well. They were there too. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And that's pretty much the history behind it, using coffee to do something good. Most of the world enjoys coffee. Most of the world enjoys good coffee.
Right.
And most of the world, coffee just has this vibe. Like when you have a cup of coffee, you feel good.
For sure.
Right?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't drink coffee for the taste. I drink coffee for the buzz. I love the coffee buzz, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm in a bad mood, if I drink a cup of coffee, just normal black coffee, nothing crazy, I guarantee in 15, 20 minutes I'll probably be in a better mood. Like my day's going better. Like I'm no lie, coffee is weird like that. Like it's actually known as a not antidepressant, but it's a mood elevator. There we go.
Mood elevator. There you go.
Yeah, it's a mood elevator. So when I have coffee, like my day goes better. Like I don't know. I was not a coffee drinker 2 years ago, but then I had my first.
What made you have
sip.
your first? What made you had your first coffee?
Oh, the real world. Getting out of college, needing to work. Yeah, needing to work and not having any energy whatsoever to do an 8-hour day. man, I had to have some sort of energy. But now that I've stopped that sort of 8-hour day, I found that I still enjoy my coffee and I'm more productive even when I have coffee because it makes the smaller tasks a lot easier.
Okay.
Like kind of boring tasks that I need to get out of the way and I need to do, but I don't want to do. It makes it a lot more enjoyable.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up drinking coffee my whole life. I mean, if I visit my grandma and the flight lands at midnight, I'm gonna be greeted with a cup of coffee, at midnight, and it's amazing. But I no longer like coffee. Does not do anything to me. It doesn't buzz. It doesn't do anything. It's just a taste. It's a habit that I have just to kind of drink it. If I don't have it, I don't get cranky, but like I don't get a headache. But I get cranky, but it's not because of a need. It's more of I haven't had my coffee. I need my coffee, So maybe it's addiction. Who knows?
I'm definitely addicted to coffee, but for me, I can sort of get away from it, and I try to get away from it for at least 2 weeks. So I try to be away from it. Like when I really hit my hardcore coffee, my coffee days when I'm in school. But there's this like 2-week period when I'm doing these online classes that I don't have school. So I try to avoid coffee for as much as I can or any sort of caffeine to kind of bring my tolerance back down. Almost like a tolerance break. So when I do come back and I do have to drink that next cup, I'm feeling good,
There you go.
I got that energy.
What is this? What was I doing the last couple of days?
I know, man. I will say though, what's really strange is the last 2 times I've come off of coffee, I've noticed more like self-degrading thoughts, which is weird. Okay. I haven't done a lot of research into the withdrawal effects of coffee, but it definitely feels as though I'm hitting one of those like withdrawal curves. So like I'll come off coffee, and then the next thing I'll know, I'll be like, "Damn, Dylan, why did you do that? Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, it's weird."
That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but I mean,
I don't either. I don't know what to tell myself.
Me and coffee get along very well, but I know that there was a time when I was drinking too much coffee. I would wake up in the morning and would drink a mug of coffee, and then at noon have another cup, and then in the afternoon have another cup, and so I was drinking up to 6 or 7 cups of coffee.
Oh yeah.
But working out, that's probably not the best thing. Drinking that much coffee, so I did wean off of it a little bit. So now most of the time I try to vary my coffee intake and spice it up a little bit with more variety. So right. For example, right now I'm having the nitro coffee, but it's in a can. Okay. So it's chilled. I'll try to go to coffee shops and have something different. Hey, make me a different drink I've never had with coffee, just so that my body doesn't get that used to the same coffee.
Right.
And then I feel bad when I'm not drinking it or I'm drinking something else, and that's just I
try to keep my limit for coffee like at 1 a day. Like 1 Starbucks Grande cup. So it's not like just a small cup, but it's a medium size. I try and keep my coffee intake at about that, but I try not to have it too late. So I had my last cup like 5, 6 o'clock probably. Because I know if I have it too late, bro, I'm going to be up all freaking night. It affects me like that. It hits me hard.
I have had to wake up in the middle of the night to make myself a cup of coffee.
Really? What?
Because I haven't had it, and I go to sleep, and I'm like, I can't sleep. So I wake up, make my cup of coffee, drink it, and then fall asleep.
No way, bro. I could never do that. If I had a cup of coffee, anywhere between 6 to 8 hours before I go to bed, I'm not sleeping. I just kiss it goodbye, dude. That's it. I don't get how people can do it. Nikki, my wife, can do it. She can drink a cup of coffee and then go right to sleep.
I was gonna ask you whether she can do that.
Yeah, no. I mean, she can. I can't. For some reason, my body is really sensitive to caffeine. But I like it. I like it being sensitive.
So with a little, so espresso to you, it's like a shot in the arm. You just like wired up for the rest of the day.
No, actually, espresso's weird. I don't like espresso because when I drink it, it makes me more tired than energetic.
Okay, it might be the concentration. Then your body just doesn't take it as well.
Could be, but I like coffee better because I think there's other chemicals. This is just all hypothetical and speculation. In my opinion,
No, he's a coffee connoisseur.
yeah,
So.
I'm a coffee connoisseur. I think that coffee has other chemicals that espresso doesn't because when you're using espresso, you're burning the coffee bean. So through that process, I think maybe you could have had some of the chemicals that require you to like stay a little bit more alert burnt off, at least with my body that my body needs. So it's just my little
Well,
speculatory
you're
hypothesis.
you're actually right, scientifically speaking, in a way. I
That's
will
what I'm
tell
talking
you.
about,
Give you
dude.
that. Give you that.
Scientist
No,
Dylan here.
so so coffee. There is good effects of coffee, of drip coffee, for diabetes and cancer, and it fights Alzheimer's as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But it's only drip coffee. It's not. It can't go through espresso because of the same reason you said. If you
Really?
go through espresso, what ends up happening is that the water's so hot, it's pushing all the harmful chemicals through into your espresso cup. In drip coffee, most of those harmful chemicals stays in the filter. So what you get is actually the good nutrients and the good side of the coffee rather than the bad chemicals that your body shouldn't be ingesting as often.
Damn, I
So
freaking knew it.
there you
Dylan posits.
go.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm so sorry for this interruption. Hey, Nikki, can you put Stark up? Because he's about to start barking. Hey,
No pun intended.
Yep, he's about to start barking at a dog outside. He's like staring out the window and he's about to go ham. I swear, man, this dog. But yeah, no, I'm all off. I'm all off because this dog's over here. He's like, I kid you not, like he's staring out the window, ready to go, ready to attack. Oh my gosh. But speaking of getting a little off topic, I think he would be a terrible apocalypse dog. You know, like apocalypse companion if this coronavirus the coronavirus doesn't work out, you know, or it does work out, he would be a terrible apocalypse dog. He wouldn't even freaking know.
I
I
mean,
love him to death.
if I get it, I already told my family I'm spreading it all over the place. I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
patient zero. I want to be patient zero that knocks on people's doors, foaming at the mouth, and just like
Hello.
scaring people.
Hello.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I would
Of
not
course,
do that.
of course, of course. But yeah, man, coffee's fantastic. Back on topic. I'm so sorry. That was a little distracting
Yeah.
for the dog. But so you run a coffee business. You're doing a nonprofit fundraiser for underprivileged kids. You're also a pro gamer. Okay, tell me a little bit
Of
about
sorts.
that.
Of sorts.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't say pro. No, I play a lot of
I
video
would
games.
say
Yeah,
I'm close to MLG, you know.
wow. I wish. No, it is. I mean, I've been playing video games since I was younger, since the
Right.
PlayStation Nintendo days, actually, back in the day. Gave my age away there. I'm 28, so
Are you
Nintendo
really?
was. Yeah, I am 28.
Dang,
Actually,
we're close then. 26.
how old are you? Oh, there you go. There you go. 2 years older. Yeah, don't
I
feel old.
man. I do
Do
too.
you feel old? I'm almost
feel
30, dude. You
old.
still got 4 years.
I know.
Pretty
Dell's
much
probably
half my
giving
life.
us the glare in the chat.
But no, I love gaming. I mean, I've been playing games since I was younger. I love Overwatch. I'm a huge Overwatch fan. Been playing since season 1. I mean, I guess if you want to talk stats, have over 300 hours in Reinhardt, and then like 300 hours on Battle Mercy, and just I play a lot of Lucio. So I love gaming. And then I have been getting more and more into Fortnite, more into Apex, and then of course Destiny's coming out with their comp as well, which is exciting. And
Are
the
they
new
really? Damn.
yeah, and their new Warzone, of course, that's really amazing. I
Yeah.
actually saw you. What were you playing yesterday?
Yeah, I was. It was
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
saw you on Discord. I was like, oh, this
I
guy.
was playing for a while, man.
Yeah,
Have you played it
but
yet?
I went through the training, but I had to edit a video montage for the
Uh,
esports team, so I couldn't really do it.
yeah, I'd love to know your opinion. Has your esports team played it at all?
They started yesterday, so
Okay.
they're still getting the feels for it. I think they should definitely get more into it. It's gonna be pretty big. It's more tactical than
Yeah, I would
Fortnite.
love to know your guys' opinions on it because I have my
Yeah.
reservations about it.
I feel like it's they try to put too many tactical stuff into
Yeah.
it and make it cool, but it just clashes. You know, if you're gonna make it tactical, make it tactical. So,
Yeah, my biggest problem, and I know you haven't been you haven't been playing it too much or at all. But when you get into the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. It doesn't feel like a battle royale. Battle royales, in my opinion, are supposed to be high stakes, and there's not high stakes in this battle royale.
mm-hmm.
When you die, you're either dead, you're kaput, or you're able to be revived by a teammate. This one, you go into a gulag and you're able to revive your teammate back as many times as you have the cash for it. So
Which is very widely available, so I've heard.
yeah, it is. And in my opinion, it slacks on the high risk factor of a battle
Yeah.
royale. Because why people like battle royales and why I like battle royales is because when you get down to that final few, or even in a normal gunfight at the very beginning, your heart starts to go. Like you get that little adrenaline rush, you get that little boost. And so that's what's fun. But I don't get that from this game because I know that if I die, I have a chance in the gulag. And if I lose that, then I can just be revived by a teammate.
You just wait a few seconds, and they have the cash and do it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's my reservations about it. It doesn't really feel like a battle royale at this point. It's a fun game. I wouldn't call it a battle royale. But at the same time, there's one other thing that I think is just odd. Have you played normal Modern Warfare, like the actual
yeah,
multiplayer?
yeah.
Okay, so in the Modern Warfare, when people shoot, there's no shots coming up in the mini map. It's all on the compass. Well, in the Battle Royale, those shots appear up on the mini map if you're within a certain range. And I think that's so strange. Like if you're adding a mechanic to the Battle Royale that's not in multiplayer, but you're having it all clash, like that doesn't make sense to me.
It's too many. It's too much hand holding, at
Yeah,
least. Yeah, at the beginning, you know. I mean, it looks good. I think that they'll probably patch it up eventually.
right.
But with the new one coming out from what is it, Avalon, or there's a new
Avalon.
one coming out from Riot Games. I think they're coming out with a new one.
They're coming out with the
That's
Battle Royale?
yeah. I think it's like a mix of Overwatch and Warfare, but more tactical. It's interesting. I don't know. I forgot the name of it, and it's literally the tip of my tongue. But they're coming out with a new one. It's supposed to come out this summer, also free.
Okay, yeah. Send me the name because I want to know
Yeah,
what that is.
yeah. Because I'm really I don't even know which one it is actually. Now I'm actually very upset because I should know which one it
Can't figure it out.
is. But yeah, no. I mean, I about gaming. Like I joined the esports team a few months ago. So long story short, 2 years or 3 years ago, when I had a car accident, I had 3 car accident, messed up my back.
Oh,
So I ended up having to wear a brace for like 3 months. I was very out of shape. I mean, I've always been skinny, but I was more out of shape than ever. And then when I came back to normal life, one of my buddy's friends is a bodybuilder, and he said, "Hey, I can train you." So he trained me. I gained about 45 pounds of muscle.
right.
This guy was amazing. So he's a gamer now, and I mean he's been gaming for a while. He said, "Hey, hits me up a few months ago. Let's start an esports team. You're good at marketing. You're good at graphic and video design and getting deals. Let's get together and make this happen." And we did. So now we've got a team of about 30 or 40 people that all play various games around, and we're kind of building up the community to get sponsorships and
Oh, that's
get tournaments
awesome.
and everything.
Yeah,
So we've got bodybuilders from Australia. We've got people all over the place, like gaming. Just one common thing is gaming, and they came together in a single chat. So it's actually pretty cool.
I think people slack on gaming a little bit. Gaming gets too much criticism in my opinion. People think it's just like a time waster. Hey, what's up, Josh? Thanks for joining. people think it's like this time waster, and it's like, nah, man. Like it gets my brain going. I kid you not. Like if I stop a week of playing Modern Warfare or something like that, games that require really high, fast-paced reaction times, I lose that. I lose that real quick, and I notice, like, as I've aged, my reaction times are just not as they used to be. When I was 18, man, I was popping. I was popping on Halo Reach. Oh, that was my
oh god,
that was my game
Halo.
back in the day.
Halo. Oh, Valorant. There you go. Valorant. It is
Really?
by Riot Games. Yes, Valorant.
That's the game that Blizzard and Riot Games are coming out with.
No, not Blizzard. Riot Games.
Just Riot
separately.
Games. They're coming out with it as a battle royale.
So yeah, it's a brand new game. Think Overwatch meets Warfare, but less take on the abilities, more into like actual tactical shooters.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
They're really pushing it out there. So it's this summer. So
I haven't seen it at all. I haven't seen any advertisement for it.
I have seen it a lot just because of I'm in the gaming world, so I always keep up with all the new stuff. But there's a lot of good praise coming from it because it's very, very precise.
Okay.
So it's, where you have Overwatch, the cartoony aspect, and the more team-based aspect. You have Fortnite, which is a whole different ballgame. Then now you have Valorant coming out with that.
Gotcha.
It's exciting stuff.
Josh says, how are you tonight? What's tonight's topic?
Hey, Josh.
So tonight we're just kind of having a conversation. This man over here is brilliant. He has built up an organization that has helped farmers by providing coffee, right? By supplying coffee.
By acquiring coffee from the farmers.
Okay. Yeah. He has built an organization that has helped with fundraising and underprivileged kids get access to educational material through the aquarium. He is also a pro gamer. And not to mention he is also a social media guru because he's got some 10K plus followers. Was it at 13,000?
I think it's at 13,000. I slacked, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm social media guru. Right? Just marketing, but yeah,
marketing guy, the marketing expert. I'm gonna need your help, man. I'm trying to grow that Instagram channel.
And I mean, to be honest, it's our interactions and networking with relationships with people. Be honest, that's what it is. Likes are gone, as you see.
What do you mean?
So a lot of like Instagram is rolling out more and more restrictions on how you grow your Instagram.
Really?
So they want to make sure that you are interacting with your followers. You're not just building up a following for the following, and that's it. So
that's good to know. All right, so what I've done all right, since the last time we've talked, I mean, I've literally, so I have like 100 and something followers, and I'm following, I think it's like 157 and 158 that I'm following. So like the number's right even. But what I've been doing is, since we last talked, is whenever someone posts, I'm not gonna lie, I've just been liking everybody's stuff.
That's a start.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. So like, I like people's stuff because in return, what I found is they like my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when I've posted, so since we last talked, I posted my trip from Denver on Instagram.
Yes, you did.
150 followers, I had like 40 likes. I think that's a good ratio.
That is a good ratio. That is a very good ratio.
Yeah. See.
Especially for a person of your size, you usually stay between the 3% is a good ratio. So that's actually really good.
Yeah. See, like, so I was pretty impressed. I mean, I use hashtags. I had to rack my brain with God knows how many like hashtags I put on there. I think it was like 14, 15. So
you can put up to 30.
Yeah, I mean, I got some likes through the hashtags, so I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, I'm gonna need your help on growing that social media because that's where this podcast is really getting a lot of the views. Honestly, big milestone. One of the videos I posted actually hit 100 views the other day.
Woo.
Yeah, big milestone. So I know that's not huge in terms of big streamers and everything like that, but in my perspective,
You're not
it's a
ninja. Come
fucking
on.
win, bro. It's a
Yeah.
fucking win to hit 100 on Instagram.
We're speaking to future ninja right here,
Oh man, no, this is ninja, bro. I'm gonna surpass Joe Rogan. That's what I'm doing. We going right for the top.
All the way. You're
We
skipping
going
ninja
all
and
the
everybody.
way. Yeah, I'm skipping.
Yeah,
I'm skipping.
dang.
We going right for the freaking top. Actually, my dream one day is to appear on his podcast. That would be like my fucking Make-A-Wish dream.
I will write that down.
That's my Make-A-Wish dream, dude.
That's awesome.
Josh,
I mean,
Josh says, sounds awesome. I'll be lurking and listening for a bit. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.
thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I've actually done this with the esports team. We've grown the Instagram using different methods, and of course, it is a different audience, but hashtags is still important, and we've seen the importance of. I remember I had to talk with the managers of the team, like, hey, let's try to repost people's likes. If they like our post, let's repost, show appreciation. Hey, thank you for liking our account, and etc. That boosted our Instagram super big. Of course, we did some giveaways of Fortnite V-Bucks and everything to kind of increase it. But we saw that most of the results came from our interaction and our appreciation to our followers. Yeah, well, that's where they really liked it. So it's interesting.
Well, and so I think that's what makes this kind of interesting, because I know you're supposed to have like those sort of niche hashtags, and there's like the podcast hashtags, but there's no like interactive podcast, and that's what I'm trying to really do with this podcast, is make it interactive, which is why it can be difficult sometimes when I'm reading comments and trying to keep up with the conversation. And I know people joining in will be like, damn, those guys are kind of ADD. But
we're from here, there.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just the nature of this podcast because of, how someone will come up with a question, and, it might be different than our topic, or it might be pertaining to something we said previously on the podcast, before their post even appeared in the chat. So that's a difficult aspect, but I haven't noticed any like Instagram hashtags of interactive podcast.
Well, what I would suggest you do is investigate. Go to, for example, there's a website called displaypurposes.com or displaypurposesonly.com. Free, and you can actually type in a hashtag, get a list of hashtags associated with the hashtags, and see how many interaction does it get, how much, what's the gender split, what's the age split,
really,
is it used a lot, is it used little, and you can copy and paste these hashtags. If you did your investigation beforehand, you'll be able to see that the hashtag podcast, go to those accounts in the Explorer, copy the hashtags that are most popularly used, and just start weeding out those that are not used as much. It's a little bit of a hassle at the beginning, but if you take your notes app and you just kind of put 4 groups of hashtags, just rotate them as you go. Like one post use group A, next post use group B, next post use group C. That's what we've been doing on the esports side of things. So it's really exciting to see that that's actually helping. So giving you some little tidbits here and there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And anybody listening, man, take this guy's advice, because he's obviously grown his Instagram to about 13,000. And how long have you been doing Instagram, like marketing?
Now, I've been doing, my Instagram has been with me since 2012, but I have not actually started growing actively until maybe about 6 months ago. Wow. But again, before that, it was more of a personal hashtag. I turned it into my business Instagram, and then I would focus so much on other people, I forgot about my own. Right. So once I started actually putting work into it, then that's when I got the results. So it took me about, I would say, 2 months to get to 13,000 from 6,000. So I almost doubled it there. And then, of course, you get those that are bots or mass followers here and there. Those drop off over time. And then you start getting those rich engagement people that actually engage with your content, ask you questions, and then eventually have business. So.
Yeah, well, damn, shit. I mean, you're definitely like the social media
Yeah.
marketing guru, so I'm gonna be
He's,
utilizing you. Shit, dude.
I'm gonna be honest. It's better to do things little by little. You know, a
Right.
lot of people want to grow it exponentially and then like explode, but then you don't know what to do with that. You
Well,
know, but
that's
if you
why
do it,
I'm so happy that we hit 100 views. Like I know that seems so small, but it's
no,
100.
if you hit 100,000, you wouldn't know what to do with it. You're
I
like, wait,
wouldn't.
what?
I wouldn't.
What would
Like
I do?
I wouldn't honestly. If I just overnight woke up and I had 1 million views or
Oh,
a
I can
million
arrange that.
followers, I would. I would freak out. That's a lot of responsibility, especially for being a podcast when you're trying to, you know, put forth the most authentic content that you can
Mm-hmm.
without sort of diluting it with any sort of entertainment aspect or any sort of just sort of clickbaity material. I'm trying to not do that. I want people to know exactly who we are and what you're gonna get out of DayDreams. So if I woke up one day with 1 million followers because they saw a video that I had, I wouldn't know what to freaking do. Like,
You have to deliver them. The next podcast has to surpass your previous one.
that's the
That's the
scary
hard
thing.
part. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the scary thing
yeah,
because it's always you got to keep going up, and
yeah.
I would never want to plateau out, and it would be hard to just jump from 0 or 158 followers to 1 million in a
Well, I
night.
mean, just to give a personal story. I know this is I know we're all over the place, and but
Yeah,
I
that's
know
fine.
you told me that that's pretty much the podcast, just talking generally. From personal experience, like I hit a plateau like that. I was putting videos out, IGTV videos, which were popular, but then the expectation was there to always produce a popular IGTV video, and so then I was hitting that wall where I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, what do I do next? What do I storyboard? And then, of course, with other business coming in, I didn't have time for my own things. So
Gotcha.
I got away from that and started saying, well, let me be more informational in my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay, but I saw it wasn't really resonating with my audience. So I started posting more of my stuff, more of my quotes, my take on certain things, a little more traction. And then when I hit that wall, I said, you know what? This isn't. Let's not take this too seriously. Let's just have fun with it. You
Right.
don't have your Instagram doesn't have to be always just strictly to a rule. So then yesterday I posted a dancing video of me and it blows up.
I
And
saw
people are like,
that.
what?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
people are like,
good.
what the heck? And then, that kind of like turns things around. So I've just been learning as I go that, you always learn in a lot of the industry, especially if you practice what you preach. And I'm like, well, you know what? Like, it's not all business. You can definitely have fun with it. You can chill, have fun with what you have. Because the moment what you love becomes work,
You start to hate it.
you're done. You're literally done.
That's why I haven't been like. I mean, I love this podcast. I love this podcast 100%, but I haven't been pursuing any sort of sponsorships because of that very reason. I don't care about the monetization of this podcast, and I'll be straight up because of the fact that the second it becomes monetized, it becomes a job. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, not to say that I wouldn't like to make money off the podcast, because who wouldn't want to make money just sitting here having conversations? I mean, that's the dream. But the second it becomes mandatory that I have a conversation just to get paid, that's where That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to end up being, the podcast that's sold out or got bought. Like that's not what I want, because at the end of the day, I will have to answer to somebody else, and that's when it becomes like a business in a jail cell. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to avoid all that shit altogether.
I mean,
The second someone can start dictating what the fuck I say is the
that's it.
second that's it. That's the second. That's it for DayDreams.
I mean, just throwing it out there, the new Pablo Escobar folding phone, the huge fiasco that came out with this folding phone comes out and then pulls all these influencers to talk about it, but it turns out that it's just a Galaxy Fold wrapped in a gold foil being
What?
sent out to people. So the famous YouTuber MKBHD ordered one because he orders it, and he even said in his podcast, "Yeah, I get things for free, but I buy most of my units. I don't
Right.
I don't just talk about things just for the money aspect. This is just what I love doing.
Right.
And he said, he's like, if you guys are just accepting anything just for money, look at what happened now. You're reviewing an amazing phone that turns out when you put some heat into it, it's just the regular phone that you
Mm-hmm.
reviewed under another like gold foil. And so that's I see what you're saying. Like you don't want to be just blowing up and be handed money and then be paid to speak on
Yeah,
something that you don't really feel in your heart.
that's
So
what I'm avoiding. So that's why, again, if I woke up one day and hit 1 million views or 1 million followers, I'd have this expectation or obligation to my audience. Like I would feel some type of way to kind of meet whatever expectations that they have kind of set for me. And
yeah,
I don't want to be trapped like that. I'm not trying to set any expectations for anybody. I want to set my own expectations, and if you like our podcast based off of what we do, then you can come watch us. But I'm not trying to cater to somebody just because I have 1 million followers or something like that, which I don't. I'm not saying it wouldn't be nice to have 1 million followers. It's not what I'm saying at all. The goal is obviously to get there. But like I'm saying right now, I don't know how I would handle it.
insert plug here to follow his Instagram. So
Yeah. Right.
I mean, no, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing what you're doing. I really enjoy like when I first met you because I know I told you that I wanted to start my own, but of course, it's in its baby phases, so
Right.
I'm still getting everything together. But seeing your passion to it is exactly why I say, you know what, I want to be able to talk to people in that same way and not be tied down to something. I love coffee, but I don't want to be stuck in the coffee business forever because then it becomes my work and then I'm
Right.
gonna hate coffee, you know?
Right.
Same thing with video. I love video editing, I love video shooting, but I had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday and we both said, wouldn't it be better if you create content for yourself? And that's what you love instead of having to be tied down to a schedule and a list and a somebody. And I said, that's exactly what I want to do, you know?
Right.
So
I mean, that's the
I feel
American dream, man. Like, just create your own business, create your own opportunities. It's the American dream.
that's what we all want to do, to be
Yeah.
honest. Do you see yourself in the next couple of years doing the podcast and something else or XYZ full time?
Uh, right now it's a hobby, and I really enjoy the hobby. So, obviously, I have bills to pay. So, if, like I said, if I were to get this thing to the point to where it could pay for itself without being controlled or in a jail cell, I mean, that would be the dream. But at the same time, planning ahead, plan B, um, I would, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm just going to have to see where life goes, you know? Just going to have to see where life goes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I said, if I could get this thing paid for, without being in a jail
Yeah.
cell, that would be fantastic. That's the dream.
Ideal.
That's
Yeah.
who wouldn't want to have conversations on stream and get paid for it?
There you go.
So I think I'd be an idiot to say no to that opportunity. But at the same time, again, I don't want to be bought by somebody. Like that's the stipulation.
That's good.
So
That's awesome. I mean that's good. I appreciate what you're doing. It's really exciting to see people do that.
well, I think the thing that I've kind of gotten from this podcast, and the one thing that I've started to develop more with this podcast, or I've found a niche, is the fact that I can take people with great ideas like you or Mike or one of the guests that I had on a couple weeks ago. His name is, we call him Vic because I can't say his name, Vic Patel. The best opportunity I can give to somebody is the platform to speak and give your opinions on something and just, have some cool ass conversations. So I think that's where I found, kind of sort of a niche. Am I even saying that word right? I don't even know. I just kind of keep saying
I
that.
say I say it differently every time. That's
Niche, niche, niche. Niche.
Careful how you say that. Careful how you say
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah, we're not going there. Oh my gosh. Instantly banned. No, not going there at all. Josh says
He
that's
said that.
super respectable. I appreciate that, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, and it's good to have people need to have a voice, and there's so many people with stories to tell,
Yeah.
and an experience to give, and I'm a big believer in that age, money, success does not tell your story and doesn't make you any better than your neighbor next door.
Right.
So even the homeless person outside has a story to tell, and I feel like everybody should have a voice. And what's funny is that with this coronavirus spreading out, and we're going back to the coronavirus, but just real brief.
There's no avoiding it now.
There's no avoiding it.
Just like in the real world.
Let me wipe my microphone down.
Yeah, hold
on. Like it's actually revealing what people are more interested in doing. I have seen a lot of posts of people saying, "Oh, now is the time to capitalize on X, Y, and Z." And they completely ignore the health and the public safety of other people,
Right.
And then on the flip side, you see companies like NBA, even Disney saying, hey, you know what? We're going to lose money, but our safety is their safety is their number one concern.
That's what's scary. So, we haven't had a global pandemic like this. Ebola was nothing compared to this. And people are thinking that Corona. I know we're back on it, but I'm kind of heated because I see a lot of posts on Facebook of people that think they're scientists and they're like, the media is blowing this out of proportion. Like, and even on memes, like, no, bitch, no, dude, the NBA has fucking canceled their season. You know how much money is in the NBA? They're not gonna cancel their freaking season over an overhyped flu. Gosh, you guys are nuts.
They're not going to. That's never happened.
In fact, that's unspeakable.
One of my friends sent me a message, said the NBA has never canceled a season since Michael Jordan went to see the Looney Tunes. I know that's a joke, Space Jam reference back in the day.
Yeah.
But the NBA does not cancel stuff. NBA doesn't cancel. Like, it might cancel a game, but it doesn't cancel a whole season. That's billions of dollars.
That's what I'm saying, dude. People are thinking that this thing, it's the, and I blame the media mainly for this, because the media has reported on so many overhyped events that they're basically crying wolf now. Now that there is actually a problem, no one fucking believes them. So I'm like, all right, should we believe the news right now? So you know what? I did a little bit of research. I went to the CDC's website and I read the whole informational section on the coronavirus. Bro, we should take this seriously. Stop fucking around, people. Like, don't. Oh my gosh, this shit gets me hyped because I'm so sorry we're back on this.
Well. I mean, think about this. I'm gonna be looking from a tech standpoint, a business standpoint, and a technology standpoint. World Developers Conference gets canceled. That's billions of dollars, millions of dollars in revenue for Spain.
Yeah.
The GDC gets canceled. That's millions of dollars lost for California. Everybody's canceling things left and right. Why? Because there is a risk. And you may be 20 years old and you may say, I'm a healthy person. If I get the virus, I'm going to be okay. Good for you. But if you get the virus and you bring that back and infect, and you go talk to 8 more people and you infect those 8 people and those 8 people infect 8 people.
Yeah. That's what people don't get. Yeah, it's not going to probably kill someone like me. But the fact that it could infect you, me, my wife, everybody that we've ever been around, the hospitals cannot sustain that capacity. The hospital's infrastructure, I'm sorry I'm ranting here, but the hospitals cannot afford, they cannot contain that capacity. And so what's scary is when this virus develops into pneumonia, which it can in some cases, and people need ventilators. Someone healthy, typically like me, who if I just went to the hospital and I just went on a ventilator, I'd be fine. Rant alert. Yep. That's me.
Yes,
Ugh.
big.
If I went to the hospital and all I need is a ventilator just to stay good, I could probably not get that because the hospital's capacity is exceeding what they normally do. Oh my gosh, people. Oh, be more aware. Please stop just reading information on Facebook. That's what's really pissing me off too, because I see a lot of posts that people saying, "Oh, masks don't work. Masks don't protect you against airborne particles." Like, bitch, do you not know what kind of masks work? Like, there are N95 masks that work. They are recommended by the CDC to protect you from airborne particles. And it's just people reading memes and getting all their information from social media in memes that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I need people to be educated and go read the CDC's website. Damn, that's all I'm asking. Hospital has an VIP room for you, Dylan.
Just for you. Just for you. I'm going to make the call.
Yep.
I would put money for Dylan to live.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I just saw a message earlier today from somebody that said, "I'm going to XYZ event. If you're not going, and for whatever reason, that's on you because you don't take your business seriously." And I said, you not realize what's happening around the world. Somebody chooses not to go to an event because of a health concern. You have no say in criticizing somebody. You don't know their health issues. You don't know their concerns. You don't know if they have an autoimmune disorder or some sort of, or just legitimate concerns like, hey, if I go, I'm gonna get sick.
Hell no, dude. That irritates me. So the other problem with this whole global event is the stock market is taking a hit right now because of this global event. And I actually honestly think that it's being underreported because of the effects that it's having on the economy. I think that the government is trying its best to keep hysteria underway because of the way that people are already reacting. I mean, God, for gosh sakes, people are going to the store to buy toilet paper. What the hell is toilet paper going to do against the coronavirus, bro? But that highlights the hysteria that people are having. So I don't think that the government is actually telling us everything. And I'm not saying we should freak out. I'm not saying we should go into whole conspiracy mode. But they have every right to withhold information from us since it is taking a hit to the stock market and causing a mass hysteria. Now imagine that they just came out and they were like, all right, well, this is how many cases we actually have. And this is how bad it could potentially be. That stock market, bam, downhill. Grocery stores, everybody on the streets, bam, downhill. So I'm just saying, I think it's actually underreported because in order to control population. So not that I think we should freak out. I'm not saying that, but it pisses me off that people are not taking this seriously.
We just had our first death here in Georgia. So, I mean, that's already a huge, huge deal, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the virus just arrives last week and it killed somebody already. It's like, and then those people, and then there's somebody else that, but I mean, about the stock market, it's interesting you mentioned that because it's been at its lowest since 1987.
Yeah.
It's right now at its lowest and it's bad. But the people that think they know about the financial market or invest in the financial market start posting these things on social media saying, well, the stock market is supposed to do this or take advantage of this. Okay. There's a very thin line, but you still got to draw it between health and business.
Yeah.
And you cannot, which is where I think everybody has it wrong. They're using the issue to
breaking news
increase their wealth. They're using the issue of the coronavirus to manipulate wealth, manipulate businesses, and show something that's not there.
Right.
The coronavirus is bad. It's going to infect people. The World Health Organization, CDC, all said it's going to get really bad.
Yeah, we're only
They
in the
have
first
nothing to
3
do.
months, guys. That's what's scary.
They only sit there. They didn't sit there behind a camera and say, "Hey guys, it's really bad, but don't worry, the stock's gonna." No, they don't care about the stocks. Hey, this is about people dying, and we're trying to control this as much as we can.
Right.
So, people, please, please, please stop using the coronavirus as an excuse to, oh well, I told you so. Okay, I don't care if you announced it 15 years ago. Like
Right.
it doesn't matter. You might get it. Tom Hanks got it. Woody did. Like, sorry, but just I was kind of
Yeah,
felt. I felt bad for
when
the guy.
freaking Forrest Gump gets it, dude, that's when you know it's serious.
You saw the hospital gave him a volleyball.
I saw
They gave
that.
him a
Wilson.
volleyball.
Yo, all right. You got to admit, the man has humor. The man
I
has
mean,
a good sense of humor.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
But he did post that it was really bad. He did post that he felt he had really bad symptoms.
Damn.
He's optimistic, but he was like, "Yeah, we're in really bad shape."
Mm.
So I mean,
I pray that man makes a recovery because I freaking love Forrest Gump.
yeah, just grew up with Woody.
Yeah, I know Woody, bro. There's so many iconic characters.
So
man, I wish that man the best. I pray for that man. So, and his wife. I'm so sorry. I need to throw that out there. I need to pray for his wife too. No, I mean I don't even know his wife's name, but I know they both are infected. So Rita.
Yeah.
So I hope that they both make a full recovery. So it's even speculated that President Trump has it now.
That's what they say. I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
I think it was the Brazilian prime minister, and he was confirmed to have the coronavirus. But everywhere I look, when I actually try to find it, there's no actual confirmation on whether or not Trump has it. So
I don't know. I just know that this year are you guys trying to stay as like home as much as possible, or what are you guys doing to?
So my wife is actually a nurse, so she works in the hospital. She actually works at Children's Hospital. So healthcare workers are at a higher rate to contract the disease, obviously, because they're in the setting.
Yeah.
And so I actually had the conversation with my wife today, and I said, what if it does get bad, what do we want to do about this? Like, how are we going to go about this, And she told me the right answer. I'm really proud of her. She's like, if there's people that need help, I guess we're going to do it. We're going to keep working for them. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to do anything. And I'm like, damn right, Nikki. Damn right.
There you go. There you go.
We're going to stick it out, and obviously we're not scared of the virus, but just wash your motherfucking hands, people, and be aware of what's going on.
That should be the title of the podcast.
Wash your motherfucking hands, people. And damn, if you think you're contaminated, stay inside, man. This is serious. This is serious. So the wife and I have decided, we're gonna continue to help in the best way that we can. So
that's good.
So we're not gonna be afraid of it, obviously, because if we get it, we get it. But still,
dogs can't get it, so Starkup is fine.
Stark is fine. Like I said, man, if this thing does turn out to be apocalyptic, all jokes aside, I think he would be a terrible apocalypse dog.
I mean, he'll fight. He'll at least tell you when somebody's at the door trying to spread it. So that's it. That's all he'll do.
That's all he'll do. Well, Gabe, I appreciate you coming out today. We are right at about, I think we're above an hour now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. It goes by so quick, doesn't it?
I know. I felt like it was just 30 minutes. I was actually looking at time. I was like, it's been an hour. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, you have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, time flies when you're having fun. So, I mean, that's why I like the podcast, because there goes an hour of my life. Flying by, dude.
There you go. What'd you do for an hour podcast?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's so fun. Like, just to talk to people and have some really cool conversations. Like, I've had some really interesting conversations with people I probably would have never talked to without the intervention of this podcast. So, I mean, it's definitely cool. Hold on. Oh, this is my mom calling me. So this is probably
There you go.
Time to go to answer that phone call now.
There you go.
So thank you, Mr. Gabe. If you want to type your social media in the chat, that way people can go follow you. That would be super cool. Everybody, this is Mr. Gabriel. He is pretty good at marketing and social media, does really good graphic design, runs his own coffee business with his partner Mike, and helps with fundraisers for underprivileged kids to gain educational opportunities. And did I say pro gamer?
You didn't say it, but you're going to say it.
We're pro gamer too. So make sure you guys check him out and follow him. So that's his Instagram. He just posted in the chat. So make sure you guys follow his channel. Give him a like.
Why I was going to put thanks for washing your hands. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. No, you gotta. Thanks for watching your motherfucking hands. There you go.
There you go. It was a pleasure, Dylan. I'm definitely excited for what you're doing. Thank you for having me as well. Great conversation. I know those that are looking for coronavirus updates can look to this podcast. And
I am not an expert, guys. Let me give this disclaimer out. I am not an expert. I am not a journalist. I am not a scientist. I do not work for the CDC. I only get my information from the CDC. Please don't.
Thank you.
Don't take information only from memes. And yeah, that's it. All right.
I thought you were gonna go in another rant there.
I've had too much of a rant tonight.
The fire brewing inside of you.
The fire is dying right now. Well, the fire's there. I just I don't think I can handle another one. Probably lose some viewers. This will be on the CDC's website tonight. Oh my gosh, I got to decide which clip I want to take out of this video and post on Instagram because they were all good.
It has to be your rant.
It's got to be the rant. Yeah. people. I'm gonna either get so much approval or so much hate from that, and I don't.
There you go.
Whatever. It's my rant. But all right, guys. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna end the stream and I'm gonna keep you on this. Okay. So don't leave.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys. Take it easy.